Hi friend, welcome to my channel. Before I start my 2024 setup, I want to talk about the journals I'm gonna be using for next year. For my faith journal, I'll be using this beautiful Lily of the Valley notebook from Lila Journals. It's an A5 notebook of 192 pages with 160 GSM paper. The last pages are perforated and I love it. It has two ribbon bookmarks. It's just so pretty. It's an ivory linen cover and I put on a plastic cover to protect it because I don't want this beauty to get dirty. For my planning, organization, and keeping up with appointments and all to-do lists and tasks, I'll be using this notebook cover from Notebook Therapy with pre-printed inserts inside. So it will be for future log, monthly planning, and weekly planning as well. I'm very excited to use. It's something very new. I'm not really used to it, but I'm excited to try out something new. The last insert will be for my collections. I don't know which collections I'll do, but it's gonna be fun to set this up. I don't know when I'm gonna set this up, but probably very soon. And let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video setting this notebook. The last notebook on my lineup will be this gorgeous coffee themed notebook from Archie and Olive. It's my reading journal. And I already started this year. I read about one book. Maybe on a lucky month I'll read 2 books. So there are plenty of pages left on this notebook. It might take me a couple of years to go through unless my reading habit changes. My initial plan was to continue using this notebook for my daily devotionals because it has lined pages, and as much as I do love the lined pages, I really want to use the Lily of the Valley notebook. And I think that if I put up 4 notebooks, I'm not gonna use this one as much. So I decided to put it to the side for a while until I repurpose for something else. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna set up my 2024 journal. I'm really excited because it's an A5 journal and much smaller than B5 that I was using this year. Every notebook I've used so far, the first page is always a little awkward. It doesn't quite come out, and if you pull it a little bit, there are risks of tearing up. So I always glue this first page to the name page. I think it just makes it easier for me to set up and do all my collages. And since the notebook is a Lily of the Valley theme from Lila Journals, I thought it was only fair to use all of her products that was on the Lily of the Valley theme. I have some samples from the PET tapes. I don't know if that's how it's called, if it's PET tape or PET, but it's really fun to use PET tape, and I loved setting up these and the next pages. When I start setting up a page, I don't really have like any idea in mind. I just start placing stuff on the blank page, and then if they come out looking how I think it will look cute, then I start to stick them in. So this is my process. I start looking at the washi tapes I want to use. This is also from Lila Journals. I believe I used only her products in the setup, and these washi tapes are just amazing. I love them. They're 8 millimeters wide. Normally I would just get a 5 millimeters, a 15 millimeters wide tape and then cut it in half, but now I don't have to because I have these 8 millimeters tapes, and They're so aesthetic, and the colors you won't see very much, but I used, I think, sage green, and then white sage green, and a gray grid. I know it's really popular in the journaling community to use a word of the year when setting up a new journal. And I really love the idea, but I don't know if I can condense a whole year onto a word, even if I'm choosing it for next year, like something to remember. So last year I tried to do a verse of the year, and it was really good. And I'm repeating it for this year. The verse I chose is from 1 Thessalonians 5:16 to 18. The verse is, "Rejoice always, pray continuously, and give thanks in all circumstances." I believe this is a very strong verse to begin the year with. Emotionally, it's been emotionally and mentally, it has been a really difficult year this year. So I think this is a really good verse to always remember when I open up my journal to use. Very random when it comes to setting up a journal. I'll go from finding stickers to sticking them, or and then not stick them at all, and then go with sketch, and then go with the pen over it. So I think it's fun to go with the flow and set up and go as inspiration strikes. I love so much how this page turned out. And the next page that I'm gonna set up is the goals page. I really like to set up goals at the beginning of the year. It's not goals that I will make smaller goals. Sometimes it may be, but mostly it's just things that I'll just bring across every month. Just look back, and every month I'll try to work on a particular goal. And then at the end of the year, I'll just look back and cross out what I have accomplished and bring over the ones from that I didn't accomplish the year before. When I set up the categories, I choose personal, creative, and spiritual. For personal, it's just goals that I want to personally achieve. Last year, my goal was to have my learner's driving license, and I did it. So I'm really happy to be in 2024 looking at my goals and have some really accomplished. And for creative goals, I normally go like if I want to learn something new, some new technique, or do a course and try out new methods. Spiritual goals is just basically growing in my faith. There are particular things that I struggle with, so I just try to work on them throughout the year. I was gonna start another spread, but then I decided to just do the name page, just rip off the band-aid. For me, it's the hardest page to set up in a new notebook because once you make a mistake on this page, you can never go back. And it's such a beautiful name page, so I penciled it in first. But then when I went with the brush pen to do the calligraphy, it just didn't record. So I'm really gutted that the camera didn't pick up everything, but it turned out well. So this spread that I'm gonna set up now is a page that I recently went back to. I was flipping back through my journals and I found a page that I called a self-care menu, and I really liked that I had it at the time, so I decided to just bring it back. So whenever I have a hard day, mentally it's gonna be a crazy day, and then I can just go to this page and have a little soul care menu, pick the things that can help some aspects of my life. You'll probably notice that my sleeve is a little bit different than before. I don't normally set up all my journals in one sitting. Sometimes it takes longer than a day just because I'm a mom and I have a little chunk of hours in the evening after they go to bed. So sometimes I can be lucky and finish a whole setup in one sitting, but sometimes it just take over the course of a couple of days. And this is what happened when I was setting this journal. Going a little deeper in this page, so it's basically a small menu that includes things that I can do for my mind, for my body, and for my spirit. And for the mind part, I put down that I can read a book and journal. I read somewhere, I can't remember where, but it was something that said if your mind is busy, you need to journal, and if your mind is empty, you should read a book. So I can't quote where it's from, but that's why I put it in the mind section, because it's my go-to things. And the other three things I wrote down is unplug from screens, watch my favorite show, or plan. I know it doesn't make much sense to have unplugged screens and watch my favorite show one after another, but for days that I'm feeling lazy, then I would unplug from screens. And if it's a day that I really need the rest, I need something just to mindless and watch, and something comfortable to watch, then it will be my favorite show. And then playing, because I can just dump every information that I have on my mind. And for the body part, I wrote that I could take a long shower, a bath, I can drink tea, and then I go further into the drink tea, like a mindful cup of tea. On the next page, I have like what I can do to be really mindful about it. There is a breath prayer that I can do on days that I feel dysregulated with my body. I learned this from a therapist. She is amazing. I'm gonna leave a link down below for you to follow her. Her name is Joanna Hargreaves, and I just loved the first time that I did it, and I'm just gonna keep writing on my journals until it's very ingrained in my brain. The last two things that I wrote on the body part is sleep early and take walks. I'm terrible to taking walks. And for spirit, I wrote down prayer, gratitude, fast, Bible study, and quiet time. Those things are very important for a healthy spiritual life. And the reason behind why I like to write all of these things on my journal is just to remember, because on bad mental health days, not always that you're gonna be like, oh wait, remember to do this. Sometimes our mind is so overwhelmed that we just can't remember things that we have learned. So when I have it all in my journal, I can just open it and remind myself of things that it's gonna help me to regulate my body, and I can go back to a state of calm. So, if you watched this far, thank you first and foremost for sticking through. And if you're interested in knowing more about this soul care page, I'll probably post a picture about it over on my Instagram. So, if you want to find me there, I'll leave a link for you below, and I'll see you there. Thank you for watching, and here's a flip through of all the pages.